Welcome back to watching Brad erase. Anyways, there's one thing I wanted to say here. I've got this line back here that is my center line that's in the back that I will no longer be able to see. And if you'll recall, looking at my profile, basically I had a line coming across like that that indicated where this line and this line were from my wire sculpture. You remember that? But that's not what the center line would do at all. In fact, what it does, and if I hold this thing up here, is it comes up and over that lip. So before I erase that, that's where that is happening. And I'm gonna indicate that. How thick is that? Hold it up there. Get a feeling for it. Why am I doing this? Well, I'll tell you that these MRI slices are going to serve as a template for our axial lines that we're going to draw here in a minute. But the other thing that will serve as a template for some axial lines potentially is the center line, right? So we could slice this thing. You think about, well, okay, I've got a loaf of bread here. It probably makes sense to slice it, slice this way. But I could also, being a contrarian by nature, put it through the bread slicer the other way, slice, and could slice it, slice that way, right? The other thing that I could do is I could turn it on its side and put it through the bread slicer that way. Slice. If you take a look at the examples that I've given you, you will see examples of all three of those. So what would be the template for this slice? What would be that template? Would be this footprint, right? Starting up here. So I'll show you some examples here of how to do that all three directions. You may want to slice yours all three directions and just describe the hell out of your shoe, right? But you may decide that one or two directions of slicing it is sufficient for what you want to do. There's examples on that discussion page that I posted of terrific student drawings. You'll see examples of all of those, like people doing it all different ways. Some of them are just slicing it one way, some are slicing it, two ways, some slice it this way. Anyways, I'll talk about that in a minute. But what I wanted to show you on this is, looking at this, this comes out, there's a little piece of leather, and then, how thick is that? It's coming down this way. Well, why? What's so important about that? The thing about that is that it gives me one descriptor line here. Do I have to draw it all the way in here, all the way down here? I do not. But having that right here on the part that I can see is going to be helpful. Now I can erase that back part. The other thing I might want to start doing here at this point is, if I've got a lot of lines that are kind of fuzzy, I might want to start thinking about cleaning those things up. And one thing that you can do is you can even erase it down to ghost image. You can even erase the whole thing down to ghost image. And then come back one more time just thinking about line quality. That is frequently what I have to do when I am doing a line drawing. Okay. This part that was my MRI slice, I can erase the part that I can't see. I've sort of done that all the way around here. In a minute I'll talk about what the character of those things is showing to me at this point. You might also think about erasing the scaffolding around here. Do I have to erase the box to nothingness? I don't. Do I have to erase the footprint down to nothingness? Not necessarily. But getting out of the way anything that might be distracting, especially the stuff that's inside the shoe, that's on the back part of it, this stuff. Okay. I realize there's only so much erasing that you get to do. At some point, your paper might give up the ghost in terms of erasing and just say, look, I can't do anymore. You know, you've completely gotten rid of the tooth of your paper. This paper, this drawing paper, does a pretty good job for the most part. But yeah, just kind of keep that in mind. That at some point, it's going to say you don't get to erase anymore. Okay, or it could potentially. Fair enough. All right.